Museum of Naïve and Marginal Art is a national institution specialized in museum protection of the most valuable realizations of non-conventional segment of contemporary artistic scene, which implies the absence of formal artistic education. For 6 decades, the methods of perception, presentation, interpretation, and professional protection of genuine values and essence of authentic, self-taught, naive, and marginal art and similar original creative expressiveness have been uninterruptedly re-examined. This whole process is a vital source of genuine creative energy, which draws a clear boundary, thus distancing it from pseudo-naive production, elements of amateurism, dilettantism, and commercialism. Museum was founded in 1960 as a gallery of self-taught artists, from the beginning conceived as a complex museum institution. Over time, the identity of museum was bound to the terms that were most frequent in the theory of art at a given moment. Therefore, the terms self-taught and naive were first adopted. In a recent period, the term marginal art was added to the name of museum, aimed at compromising broader artistic field of singular events in accordance with current contemporary courses. Today, Museum has a rich international collection of over 3,500 works done by more than 400 authors from about 30 countries worldwide. The identity of the collection is built on the high values in their masterpieces and creative oeuvres of pronounced individualists, world classics such as Sava Sekulić, Ivana Bašičević, Emeric Fejaš, Vojislav Jakić, Bogosav Živković, Dragutin Aleksić, Dragiša Stanisavljević, and many others. High pictorial achievements of these artists bear witness of extraordinary potential of vital creative energy, thus confirming that authentic art is unique and inseparable regardless of the path that leads to it. The art that exists on the margins, on the other side of pictorial reality at contemporary moment, unrestrained by thematic, technical, and stylistic commitments of the author, brings spontaneity, purity, and intensity of artistic experience. Since the very foundation of museum, in accordance with contemporary museum principles, parallel to collecting works, special attention was paid to scientific research through discovery, systematization, studying, and publishing precious documentary material in this complex domain. Today, Museum is a significant documentation center for naive and marginal art, which includes abundant documentation material systematized through archive materials in several halls. Book, multimedia, newspaper, and photo libraries, dossier of authors, exhibitions, institutions, and experts. The rich library and documentation fund of Otto Bicheli-Merin, one of the most important theorists and promoters of naive art in our country and in the world, stands out as especially important for researchers. It is kept in the museum itself, Salon Otto Bicheli-Merin in Belgrade. Both collections, artistic and documentary, are a significant base for research in the domain of naive and marginal art in Serbia and within international framework, and are a good base for conceptualizing and realization of numerous professional exhibiting, publishing, educational, and other projects of the museum. Beside the permanent display in the period of 60 years, independently or in cooperation with other institutions, Museum has organized more than 700 exhibitions and other events at its residential building and at other places in Serbia and abroad. Within the framework of rich and extensive international cooperation, significant events organized by the museum stand out, such as the Triennial of Art of Self-Taught Visionaries, as one of the best ways to follow, study, and affirm the development of naive and marginal art on a wider international level. Extensive publishing activity of the museum, besides the accompanying materials, bilingual catalogs and other promotion materials, also include special editions, such as monographs, collections of papers, guidebooks, graphic maps, calendars, coloring books, electronic editions, and bilingual journal specialized in the domain of naive and marginal art in the international context called MNMA art. Special emphasis was given to work with audience. Parallel with the exhibitions, a variety of accompanying events were organized as well as special scientific, educational, and popular programs. Besides professional guidance on visitors adjusted to various target groups, the museums organized workshops, film projections, concerts, promotions of publications, international events, lectures, etc. In cooperation with specialized institutions, particular attention was paid to the development of availability of museum programs, adapted for people with special needs, and presentation of the events to the residents of closed-type institutions, such as institutions for enforcement of imprisonment. The museum building is the right framework for the treasure that it inherits. The villa, built in 1929, is a cultural monument itself. A major reconstruction and extension is underway to adapt the building to modern museological concepts of preservation and presentation of this important fund. Current moment actualizes the importance of openness, permanent hearing and monitoring of leading vital creative courses that re-examine current criteria and reveal the guidelines of dynamic development of contemporary art, all in order to create bonds between the traces of the past, testimonies of the present, and indications of further continuity of naive, marginal, and similar art. We are facing the challenges of new exhibitions and new concepts.